Hey, it's Ben Wise from ZOAR Fitness, and this is the name game. All right, so we got workout number 7. It is Barbell Boomerang. So it's an AMRAP, 10 minutes, 5 toes to bar, 5 clean jerks. Then we go 10 toes to bar, 10 clean and jerks, 15 toes to bar, 15 clean and jerks, 135, 195, forgot to mention that. And then it'll go back to 5 and 5, and then 10 and 10, and then 15 and 15. So it's going to continue through that. That's the idea of an AMRAP, is that you continue to move through rounds of this. So yes, it's a couplet, but it's ascending sort of, but then you're going to go back. So it's a really interesting pairing of things. And this is very much so like 13.4. 13.4 was a 7-minute AMRAP, so slightly shorter, but it went 3, 3, 6, 6, 9, 9, which is a climbing ladder. However, several different online qualifiers have really liked this style where the chunking gets bigger over time. And then if you get past a certain point, which is really going to be like the crux of the workout, like that round of 15, if you can get through that maybe second round of 15 and back to the bar again and through those easier sets of 5, you'll really pick up steam and really separate yourself on the leaderboard. So that's one of the things I'm trying to recreate in this workout. But first, let's talk about movement standards. Toes to bar. One of the things that I think a lot of people tend not to do if they're really trying to speed up reps, or if there's someone who does like the scoop technique where you keep your feet in close rather than like just like a hinge where you keep your legs relatively long the whole time, is that their feet don't go back behind the plane of the bar. So if this is the plane of the bar, your feet have to go back behind as you're doing your toes to bar. If they don't go back behind, it's a no rep, like you never actually started. The other thing is if you're doing singles, each time if you start in contact with your feet in the ground, your feet have to go behind the bar and then they can't touch again until they touch the bar. And then lastly is that your feet have to both touch the bar at the top at the same time. For the clean jerk, it's pretty simple. I mean, you're starting from the ground and then you're going over your head in a locked out position. So everything has to be in line. So your elbows not only have to be locked out, but the bar has to be over top of like your center of mass. So like you can't push it out in front and then drop it. Which that's something that happens a lot in like ring muscle ups. Like people push out behind instead of pushing up. Like you have to be stacked is the idea. Be nitpicky on yourself just because that's this kind of stuff that it's much easier to do in training. Like train hard, compete easy. That's the idea. Equipment setup. Do not set up your bar directly in line, kind of parallel to your pull-up bar. If you do that, and you're doing your toes to bar, and this is a grippy workout, like both of them, you're holding onto the bar a lot of the time, and your grip fails and you fall off the bar, you could break your back on your bar on the ground. So set them up diagonally at like a 90-degree angle where your toes to bar is here and your bar for your clean jerks is here, where you can drop down, you turn 90 degrees, and it's actually probably a little bit closer than you'd feel comfortable putting it before. And that way also it just doesn't, it's a simple thing that you can do that can possibly, be life-changing. Don't break your back. Yeah, again, I already said how it goes back from going, easy-ish chunking, moderate, gets really tough, and then you go back to that. And so it's all about, like, can you continue to sway this chunking and continue to move through? And it's really just about what your capacity is on each of these movements. But besides that, the main interference here is your grip. I mean, there's a lot of the actions happening at the shoulder. So the more you can get the hips involved and the more you can relax your grip, the better. And that being said, that really goes for thinking about if you're going to be doing touch and go reps. Touch and go is certainly faster and potentially sometimes, depending on what your limiter is, it's almost easier just to hold on to the bar and kind of ride it out because you get that stretch reflex. However, when you're doing a really grippy workout, it's more advantageous to do singles on the bar. So for most people, I would say do singles on the bar unless you're definitely not as proficient as toes to bar, and then maybe start to string 2 or 3 reps. And then again, same thing, like maybe doubles, even maybe, singles for toes to bar, depending on what your proficiency is. So it really depends what kind of athlete you are as to how you're going to go about that. If you feel comfortable doing touch and go or not, or you don't think that's wise. If you have a history of having your grip blow up, I would recommend singles. Okay. Besides that, it's a 10-minute couplet with 2 high-power movements. So it's going to get pretty spicy early on. So my recommendation would be, don't think of it as 5, 10, or 15. Think of it as, 2, 2, 1. Think of it as, 5 doubles. Think of it as 5 triples as you're going through this. That's how I would process it and try to like slowly pick your way through the workout rather than trying to, get a big chunk of it down at a time. Yeah, so the warm-ups are in the comments of the YouTube video if you're someone who's not signed up for the protocol. If you're someone who is an ID athlete or you are someone who is following the protocol, it's obviously going to be on the website or in your spreadsheet. And if you're someone who's not signed up for the protocol, you can go to zoarfitness.com/the protocol and you can get a 7-day free trial if you're curious and want to demo it. So yeah, go sign up for that. We'll see you next week.